Welcome to episode 2 of A Lullaby for Luna, called Skirting. When we last left our pack members, they had just discovered a second victim, or a piece of a second victim, in the flop house that the perpetrator has been using. They went back to Richard's house with this piece of a body and are planning to investigate thoroughly, one would hope. So returning with us, we have Katie playing as Quinn. We have Cal playing as Richard. We have Morgan playing as Lauren. We have Wes playing as Casimir. And we have Asher playing as Lee. And as I said when we last left off, all of our pack members had returned to Richard's house to discuss this body. So let's pick up there. What is everyone thinking? What are they about to do? What is going through everyone's mind?
Burn the vacuum cleaner.
Burn the vacuum cleaner.
Point of order, would my 2 bashing from that dramatic failure have healed by now?
Absolutely, yes.
I'm sure it has sprinklers and kind of like a fire alarm.
Yeah, actually,
Quinn sees someone with a lighter. Please take that outside. I live here.
we should burn this in a secure location first. They're probably going to suffocate in there anyways, but still, we'll do this.
Yeah.
Figure it out. No?
Absolutely, absolutely. So Richard's apartment does have a balcony. However, that balcony faces the street, and people driving by might look at you a little funny.
No.
You do have a courtyard behind the apartment where Quinn often takes Oreo for walks. It's just an open little grass area. There are barbecue pits, fireplaces, but again, it is extremely open.
It's a little public.
We can go to the woods somewhere, build a very careful campfire so we don't cause a forest fire, and then burn it there.
Lauren is not so concerned about the public. I feel like if you see someone burning a vacuum cleaner and you ask them, what are you doing? And they say, spiders.
I mean...
you're not wrong. And it's probably not the strangest thing anybody's seen today, so...
Problem, the better.
We'll do it in the courtyard. Let's do it in the courtyard where at least I only have to explain to the neighbors rather than like everybody who passes by on the street.
Plus, that's a little further from the house. If a spider gets an Oreo, we're having words. They're not going to be nice words.
Yeah. My vote is beyond the sight of most civilization. We've got cars, I'm sure. We can take this somewhere.
Yeah.
For what it is worth, who's in charge of the vacuum? Who's watching the vacuum?
Lauren has the vacuum.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Lauren's
Lauren, roll me perception.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
Rip.
Carry on.
Perfect.
Okay.
You notice that everything is absolutely fine.
Oh no.
Okay, so we've got this vacuum to deal with. We've got an arm, I think it was, right? This arm that we brought back in a duffel bag.
But
And
probably could burn that too.
someone's got,
Yeah.
well, we should try to find out who it belongs to, maybe.
Maybe,
Yeah.
But I feel...
Question. So it's an arm, right?
It is an arm. From about
So,
it's the complete hand to about the elbow. So
Right. At this point, Richard, I'm out of character. I'm thinking it might have to do with Fenris Wolf because of the whole like offering the arm like as a. Would he know that in character? Should I roll for like a cult or something? I don't know.
you can absolutely roll intelligence plus occult for that.
Okay.
We could take a
2
sample of
successes.
the arm, like DNA or whatever, and
We
do
could
the rest of it.
we could use the arm to track something. We could use our senses.
Richard would absolutely be able to make that connection.
Okay, so Richard says like, is there are these stories about Fenris who are taking hands as punishment or as an offering for something. It seems very poignant that it's a hand in particular. I mean, yeah, we're all made of different body parts, but that's very on the nose.
It is weird. That's all that's left, but I'm not sure about the connection.
I don't know if Richard has like a freezer large enough to keep this arm in a good condition for very long.
I think we may want to at least like use our wolf senses to. This is gonna be a bit gross, but like taste the blood to track its owner. Other
Quinn
pieces
is
of
not licking it.
Yeah.
So
Or just smell it.
Does anyone have that
maybe
trigger, the human blood?
I don't, but
Okay.
Katie,
I don't. I just want to make sure no one does.
no.
I don't.
Well, I mean, I don't.
Quinn's
Out
just
of
squeamish.
out of character, Casimir doesn't know.
Oh no.
I
Okay.
mean, I think that maybe tasting might be a little too much, but Lauren definitely thinks that we should try and use this to track down whoever it used to
Mhm.
belong
Yeah, although that reminds me, it's a horrible way to be reminded of this, but Quinn, when we were doing our thing with Richard and I were tracking the crime scene in the shadow, met a violent spirit that knew something. We got it to talk, and it said, it basically saw a creature with a young girl, which I presume is the, her.
Is it? I
And-
mean, without gendering, does it look like a feminine arm, like more like slimmer? Like does it? That's a big assumption to make, obviously, off like from an arm, but
Might be
I don't know.
too hard to tell.
Yeah.
But it seemed to also claim that it knew where all the pieces of the body were, which is gruesome, but it might help us.
Oh.
Although I have to wonder if the creature it saw was just this host that we just destroyed.
I hope that's
What
the
the
only
hell is-
one wandering around dismembering people.
I have a
Yeah.
feeling.
So what? I think that like might be another role. Like, would Richard know whether like the spider host would even dismember people, like as a modus operandi?
You can make another intelligence and occult check.
Okay, fair enough.
Can Lauren jump in on this one too, since the hosts are her favorite, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys are discussing and talking about this, you can make it a teamwork action.
So my base dice pool on there is going to be 6.
What is it? Wits and occult or intelligence and occult?
Intelligence and occult.
Yes.
Not a lot of dice.
Me and my luck die are gonna stay out of that one.
I will try and help.
That's just the one.
With this being a teamwork action.
Oh.
Oh, right, I forgot
It
that.
would.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
I always forget that. So it's +3.
that's a little less terrible then.
Yeah, I mean, we can all contribute in that case.
1 success.
Okay, so
You have 1 extra die.
thank you.
There you wow.
All right.
Primary.
I think it's you.
Oh.
Lauren, actually, as you guys are talking about this, if anything, she would assume that the Aslu would keep bodies together, like explicitly. That's their entire thing. Is they try to make the gauntlet stronger, so that people can't pass through it. So taking things apart is not really their MO.
Well, and that's one less potential vessel for the host.
So we got 2 nasties running around then? Well, another one besides the one we got.
Could it be Aslu and Beshalu? Maybe they're fighting?
As they would have competing goals.
The spirits were upset.
Yeah. I forgot to have us ask that when we were in the Hizzle, but we should ask the spirits why they're in such a ruckus and uproar.
Well, something was changing in the courts, right? We just don't know what. Did the newspaper article say how old Angelica was?
Angelica was 19 years old.
Okay, so if the spirit said there was a monster with someone little, that might not be the same thing at all.
If it's possible, can you remind me, storyteller, because I wrote down here the spirit saw a creature with a young girl, but maybe I misinterpreted that.
It was a young woman.
Young woman. Okay. Would we assume that it did tell me like the location of the other again, gross, but the other pieces were?
You did not ask, so no.
Oh, I thought it did. Never mind.
Well, maybe we could find him again. I'm sure family would like to have as much to bury as possible, or maybe not. I don't know. I think I need to go talk to TJ because, like, yeah, we can tell him what we found, but what's he going to tell his family?
Yeah.
I don't know if having more or less is better. Let him decide.
Yeah.
Let's at least figure out where the what's causing this, and then I guess we can deal with that when the time comes. Not a great situation, though.
Do we want to track the other pieces, or do we want to focus on what's upsetting the spirits? Because I mean, like, it's obviously tied. I mean, not obviously tied together, but I'm assuming it's tied together.
I do want to. I am a bit concerned because I feel like, and I'm no hunter in darkness, but I feel like where there's one host, there are more.
Hmm.
That's Lauren's chief concern right now as well. Why she has a big interest in tracking down the other parts of the body and seeing if there's anything we put together if they find a more significant chunk anywhere.
Yeah, maybe more trails to follow.
At the very least, we should use this body part that we have to get a trail going as well. So, who wants to give this thing a whiff with our senses?
I mean,
Lauren's the
does it help
master
more if
tracker.
does it help more if I do taste the blood? I forgot about the mechanics exactly. Because it's not one of
That
my
only
things,
helps
so
if they're
I'm like,
alive still.
That's true.
It could still be alive, it's just not.
That they're not alive.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good question. Although
It's a-
there are very few things I feel, or very few people I would say that can survive being like losing an arm without immediate medical attention.
I guess the way to rule that out would be to. I don't know if our doctor knows if there's anyone who
Oh,
made it.
speaking of like losing the arm without upsetting the doctor by bringing the arm to him, can we just by looking at it see whether it was like a clean cut or like a clean, like, or has it been torn off? Has it been? No.
Good question.
If anyone, I don't know
No,
that
I-
anyone
I-
does, but if anyone has wits and medicine, you can again make a
I do
teamwork
not,
roll, but I don't think anyone has training in medicine.
I don't.
So no, you guys are not able to tell.
Do you still have me muted on Discord? Then
Well, I mean, we can take a whiff of it, but we don't know where this arm came from. So it's kind of like looking for a needle in a haystack. So
Sure.
it might be easier if we found a name that goes with this arm, and then we can head backtrack from there. Maybe the doctor can help with that. Maybe TJ can help with that.
We could.
Missing persons thing.
I know we were just there, but we could go back to the apartment. I wonder if you can reverse track a prey that has like go to where it's been, like follow the trail
Oh.
until it gets weaker, and then try to see how close you get. But
That might be the first place to start. Would be at the apartment.
Yeah.
It has to be a trail somehow.
maybe even ask the spirits at the apartment, see if they saw anything, if they could tell where it was. Maybe, well, they would have to have been actively looking to peer across the gauntlet, I suppose, but maybe someone was peeking.
I mean, they might have been aware of the spider host, even from across the... Would they? Yeah.
Maybe keep an eye on the host. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I don't think, well, out of character, I've heard that spider spirits, for example, don't like spider hosts. So,
That's very true.
but anyways, yeah, I mean that's
But I think backwards tracking is the best idea for now. Like, just kind of like see where... Because there was a bit of a rush to kind of like get back here, and we might have missed some things.
yeah. Well, I think we were trying to to figure out. We were in a bit of a hurry to get rid of the arm and also the spiders.
The vacuum cleaner.
Yeah. Also,
Speaking
I
of
think
vacuum cleaner, we should take care of that.
Yes.
before-
Yes, do
let's
that
take it
first.
outside and burn it.
And then, let's just burn it in the back. I don't think anyone will care. We can just pull an office space, like we just hate this vacuum cleaner, it never works.
Sure. Well, I mean, yeah, we'll just do that in the... Like, I kind of like, I opened the balcony on the... I guess like the interior yard of the apartment complex. So I just... I mean, well, how would you... Do I have like a bucket I can burn in, or do I just...
Let's go throw it in one of the fire pits.
That's,
Oh, I mean, yeah, that works as well. Yeah.
maybe put a blanket over it and then burn it.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
or something like that. Yeah.
We will go get gas to make sure.
Let's
Not a
not burn
bad
down the
idea.
apartment, please.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we can do to look more suspicious while we're doing this?
Some duct tape, some rope.
Maybe we should not all be down there together.
That would be
Yeah. Maybe we.
Honestly-
Maybe. Oh, go ahead.
I'll just do it because people will, like the neighbors will know Richard, and if anybody kind of like looks out, he'll just kind of say, "This thing has been driving me insane for, a while. I just need to get rid of it. Sorry," and I can just because I doubt that the neighbors would know the rest of his friends. I mean, Katie, they might know as
See you
well
Sunday,
from being.
Jim.
Sorry, Quinn. Sorry,
Maybe
Quinn. They
Lauren
might
might.
know.
Just keep an eye on
Quinn-
it since she's
Yeah.
hunter.
If it's like Richard and Quinn, then I think. But if it's just like a bunch of strangers also standing there, it becomes less and less conspicuous. So yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
Richard and Quinn take the vacuum down to one of the fire pits in the courtyard. So one of you roll me what's an intelligence. Or both of you. You can do a teamwork action.
How many do you have? You got 6.
5.
4.
Oh,
Yep. Don't forget to add the.
oh wait, then yep.
Oh yeah, then 7 total.
Okay, let's decide. 1.
I'm sorry. What was the roll?
It's wits and intelligence. However, it's Katie or Quinn and Richard because they went down to the courtyard.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So just them. Ooh.
Whoa.
Wow.
Nice.
Very
That likes me
nice.
today.
Very
Exceptional.
nice. So you can take a condition for that. And you immediately realize that this vacuum cleaner is plastic. It's not
Oh,
going to
no.
burn.
No.
However,
Gasoline, it'll burn.
Can we submerge it in water?
however, it is one of the old time vacuum cleaners with the bags instead of the tanks. So
Ah.
you can easily
burn the bag.
take the bag
Okay.
out.
And that
Yeah.
will burn quicker, and we don't get into as much trouble as burning in
True.
So,
Uh,
We'll just do
Richard,
that,
I don't do dirty vacuum bags. Can you pop that off, please?
Yeah, no, he
Thanks.
shrugs and just...
And hey, we get a free vacuum.
Exactly, and he just goes, "No, we're not getting free vacuum. This goes into the bin. I'm not keeping this in the same apartment." And just he puts it in the fire pit and sits on a fire.
Okay, so it lights up. You don't see any spiders trying to run out. It seems like, fortunately, they probably suffocated in the bag before you even had a chance to burn it. But better safe than sorry. So none of them try to leave as you're burning this bag, and within minutes, the only thing that's left is some very foul-smelling ash.
Spider ash.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think he just probably just throws the vacuum cleaner like in water, maybe like the plastic recycling outside in the yard. Just trying to be like eco-conscious and just like, no, we're still recycling this, even if it completes a monstrosity.
So the two of you get back to the apartment. Everyone's still waiting. What do you guys do?
Awkwardly by this arm. Sorry.
Yeah, by the arm.
We could store it. Once we're done with it, we could store it out of town with the wolves. Tell them not to eat it.
Oh,
They might eat it, even if we ask them not to.
I'm going to. Would it be if I'm going to switch to. I guess I'm going to switch to Erhan in the apartment and I guess try to smell the arm.
Lauren would just lick it as well. Let's just get it over with. Rip off the band-aid.
All right. We could just do another teamwork too then.
So Lauren, when you lick it, you immediately begin to feel something tugging in your gut towards a direction.
Ooh.
I do believe the owner of this arm is still alive.
I guess we should be off then. I switch back to issue just for no keeping's sake.
All right, so you follow the trail?
As long as there's no indicators that's going to take us, halfway across the country or anything like that. Yeah, she would definitely want to follow the trail.
Do we burn the arm too?
I mean, what if they want to back?
I think Richard just looks at the arm like genuinely says, I don't know. I don't know the answer.
Put it in the fridge?
We should take it to the doctor.
We should.
That's a good point. Yeah. Take it to someone with actual medical experience.
It's not like we need it again, right? We pretty much have all that we got from. Yeah.
I'm sure the doctor can dispose of it for us.
Yeah.
Lauren, how well do you know this doctor? They're not gonna ask questions they don't want to answer, right?
Okay. I wouldn't worry about it.
Like they're cool, right? No.
I doubt this is the first time they've had to dispose of a errant body part.
That's mildly concerning, but okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and not walk in that building.
Is like no relation to a Stanley Gimbal? Like, I don't know. Okay, that's
Different game
I
line.
had to get it. No, probably not.
I had nothing to do with this arm. Nope.
We just found it.
I have a thought. What is the roll to? Because I think you can peer across the gauntlet, but I need to find. If someone else knows where it is, let me know. But I would like, as we're like passing by. Do we pass by our locus where the tree is when we leave?
You would, yes.
It's easier, yeah.
I don't think I want to cross the gauntlet, but I do want to peek across. Is it the same roll as it is to cross, but you're just looking?
Looking at spirit senses, I'm not seeing an actual roll to send your senses across the gauntlet.
I was going to say, I don't know that you have to roll.
You just get a penalty to your perception if you're only sending partial senses over.
I think I will I'm going to send my wolf sight over, I suppose, but I've been Hishu, so I don't think that would be much, but let me just double check.
So what are you looking for exactly? Are you just kind of scoping things out to make sure that everything's kosher? Are you looking for the spirits to try and like communicate with them through the locust? What are you trying to do?
I want to see if because we brought everything in the physical world has an effect on the spirit world. So I wonder if the weird activity that's been seizing the spirits is if it's increasing since we got back. Like, is there a correlation between us coming back with the arm and the spiders, and is there like any uptick in spirit activity on the other side of the gauntlet?
So you can roll me perception -2.
Alright, and let me see.
Perception is wits and composure +1 in Hishu -2.
Gotcha. Wits and composure +1 -2. So that'd be just 5. 1 success.
You notice that there are small little spirits running away from the apartment, and as you look at them closer, you notice that they resemble spiders.
Oh no.
Not the same thing as hosts, thankfully, but they're afraid. I mentioned this to the group, basically. They're afraid, I think.
I turn to Lauren and ask her if she wants to catch one, or like kind of catch one just to ask it, or whatever you want to do with it. Maybe it's like a fragment that got away.
Do we...
I'm not suggesting that you don't let things get away, I'm just saying it could.
Do we think that these are spider spirits, or are these more hosts?
I think they're... you said spider spirits, correct?
Correct, they are spirits.
Right. So not the same thing. So...
And Lauren would defer to one of our many spirit experts on this one.
Oh boy. I think Richard would probably try to go into the shadow and attempt to chase after one. Whether he will succeed or not is a different question.
Okay, so you are rolling... Oh goodness, I can't remember this off the top of my head. Hold on. It is harmony... No, 10 minus harmony -2 +2. So 10 minus harmony.
Okay, so 1 success.
Okay, so you cross over. And now we are going to have to do a chase because they are running away from you.
Right, so I want to change you to Urhan if I can. I mean, I'll try.
Yeah.
And then, I forgot the roll. What was it again? I'm so sorry.
I do not believe there is a roll to shift, just spending essence if you want to do it reflexively.
No, I think it's fine. I'll just... Yeah.
The spirits were picked up from your when you cast your senses across the gauntlet, correct?
Correct.
That's what I saw when I looked across.
I mean, are they... Can I see them, like, once I've stepped... Can I still see them? Or can they...
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, no, you can still see them scurrying away from the apartment building.
Sort of, there's no need to shapeshift, like, reflexively, otherwise I'll lose the kind of situation. I could still, like...
You can still see them,
okay,
correct.
Fine. Yeah. Okay, I'll go after them in wolf form.
Okay, so... Actually, you're not tracking them, you're chasing them. So let's do stamina and athletics. That's going to be an extended roll. Your goal is 5 successes, and each roll is going to take you 10 seconds.
Okay. So the first one is one success.
Okay.
No, actually, I'm going to ask for dramatic failure.
Okay. So as you are running after them, you step into a hole in the ground that you didn't see before, and you twist your ankle for 2 bashing damage.
Oof. Okay. Yeah, just gonna limp back to where everybody else is. A bit dejected, but yeah.
Are you crossing back over?
No, I'm staying in the
In the hole? Okay.
Yeah.
What is everyone else doing?
I'll be waiting for Richard.
Kind of watching, I guess, with the wolf senses on, if we can. So.
Yep, same.
So you see him coming back towards the locust. He doesn't seem intent on crossing over, but he also doesn't have anything with him.
What happened?
He just sort of like, as dejected as a wolf can look, just kind of like lowers his head and just sort of, in a very human way, almost be like, if tripped and fell on my face. Yeah.
It happens.
Happens.
Okay, so we brought some spider spirit, or some spider host shard things here. Spooked the spiders.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Makes enough sense.
They'll be back. Spiders always come back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Spiders are everywhere. So I guess
I think we should
on.
deal with this arm.
Yeah.
So we're going to the doctor?
Yeah.
Get it to the doctor. Yeah.
And
yeah.
doctor and then arm owner. Is that the plan?
Yeah. Or at least agreed.
Okay. So who is going with Lauren to meet the doctor? Is it just Lauren? Is it...
Is there a way for me to come with while staying on the shadow side, or can I only follow along sensibly while staying in the material?
He would have to, or I'm sorry, she would have to drive. So you would
well,
likely
no,
have to
never
cross
mind.
over.
Yeah, that's a big no. I will attempt to step back into the material. Please let me.
I believe that is just Harmony. Plus 2 plus 2. So Harmony plus 4.
2 successes.
Okay, so you cross over without any issue.
I should have mentioned that. Should I have mentioned that I've turned back to?
Oh, I actually had assumed that you had, so that's on
Yeah.
me.
Okay. No, I'm glad that you did. That would have been very awkward.
It's gonna get one of us. One of these crossings.
Yeah. You need like a card or something.
Yeah.
So if they're okay, Lauren and Richard are going to the doctor, and the other two trying to follow trail, or was everyone going to do that?
Farm owner.
I guess we're gonna track down the. We may
Lauren's the
want
one
to.
who licked it, so she's the one who has the sense pulling her towards it. So
That's
unless someone else, want arm anybody? If
We may
not-
want to. We may want to just go as a group together. And Casper will actually say it's just like in Dungeons and Dragons. Don't split the party.
Splitting the party is how fun things happen. Quinn really wants to go talk to TJ to find out. We'll let him know what we found, and also see if he knows anything about other missing people.
Okay.
That might be something.
Also,
Help us narrow down body parts, or let us know if there is a big problem, like the scope of it, because we thought it was only 1, and we already know that it's at least 2.
Okay.
Maybe that might help.
I'm still kind of angry at himself for kind of tripping and falling. I think Richard will take a lick from the arm, just to be able to help more. I guess. Not out of enthusiasm over licking dead people's arms, but.
Poor Richard's got something to prove.
Have at it.
No, Lauren thinks the arm is alive.
So when Richard licks the arm, he gets the same sense. Immediately, something in his gut is just pulling him in a direction.
Okay.
So who is going with Lauren to the doctor, and who is going with Quinn to talk to TJ? Or Quinn, is that something you'd want to do alone?
Quinn would probably go alone unless anybody wanted to tag along.
Okay.
I'm so great at tracking, so...
Casimir doesn't really want to be the one to tell doesn't want to tell TJ that about this. Maybe
yeah,
like
I kind of Quinn kind of feels like that's her time to shine, as it were.
Yeah.
I'll go to the doctor with Lauren.
Okay. Casimir, Lee, are you guys going to the doctor, or are you guys hanging out?
I guess I'll go to the doctor.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. So, let us follow Quinn, who calls TJ, presumably once everyone leaves, to meet up with him.
Yeah, I figured I might go by like the office to see if he's there, and if he's not, then call him and find out where he is.
He is not at the office, but when you call him, he answers immediately. And within the first few seconds, he says, hey, I'm out on the field. What do you need?
This is not an over-the-phone conversation. I'm at your office. Are you near here, or can I meet you somewhere halfway?
He's quiet for a moment. It almost seems like he doesn't want to answer. But after a moment, he tells you that he can be there in about 10 minutes if you want to wait, and he will be by.
Okay, I'll wait here.
So after about 10 minutes, he pulls in, and when he gets out of his car, he's very pale. His eyes are sunken in. He looks like he hasn't slept. He's not looking great. He smiles when he sees you, but it doesn't really reach his eyes. He lets you into the office, and he offers you a cup of coffee from the Keurig machine that he has on his desk.
And I tell him to sit down, and I push all the buttons.
He does. He sits down, and he says, well, what do you have for me?
Well, we found what got her, and we handled it, but I don't think anybody but you, and maybe you don't even want the answers, but we don't have answers that we can share openly.
He's quiet for a very long time. You can watch his face kind of go from surprised to angry to relieved almost to angry again. And after a moment, he kind of shakes his head and he says, I don't know what I'm going to tell people. And he says, you said you took care of it. Do I have to worry about this happening to anyone else?
We're still looking into that. We're not sure if this one that we found was alone. We did find traces of another victim. We're looking at that. We don't have all the answers yet, but we got this one.
He kind of leans forward and he puts his head in his hands and he's quiet for another moment, and you can hear him kind of sniff. But when he picks his head up, he's not crying. He's dried his eyes and he seems to be trying to be all business. So he nods and he says, you guys keep looking into it. I don't want this to happen to anyone else. And if you need any help from me at all, you please just call me and I will do what I can to help you.
We were actually wondering if you had heard anything about like an uptick in any like people like that.
He nods and he goes through his drawer. He pulls open a drawer in his desk and he kind of flips through the files and he starts tossing out pieces of paper on the desk, and after a moment he's got maybe about 10 or 12 pieces of paper on the desk. And he says, these are all the people who were reported missing within the past 2 months. And that's definitely more than I have seen in the past year, so...
Yeah, Quinn looks kind of shocked as this pile keeps getting bigger. Oh. Okay. Can I borrow those?
He thinks about it for a moment, and he nods, and he says, I haven't made any progress on them, so if you think you can, by all means, take them and use them.
Okay. Gather them up and look at them and hold my arms out. You look like you need a hug.
He kind of laughs, and he accepts your hug, and he hugs you tightly and pats your back, and he says, thank you, Quinn. I appreciate the fact that you guys took care of whatever did this to my niece. I will sleep much easier knowing that it won't be hurting anyone else.
Yes, please go home and take a nap.
He laughs at that again, and he says, I think I will.
Okay. Let us know if you hear anything else or if you need anything from us, and I'll let you know if you find anything here.
He nods, and he escorts you out of the office, locks it up behind him, and goes off, hopefully, to go take a nap before he gets himself in trouble.
Yeah. I mean it. A nap. Go home.
He salutes you through the window, honks the horn, and drives off.
Okay, and then I will text the pack to find out back up with them.
Okay, so we will switch over to Lauren and Richard and Lee and Casimir. And they have all just arrived at the office of this street doctor who works out of a garage. His garage. So he's working out of his garage. He has the door open, and it looks like he's actually cleaning up after a patient. He's wiping all the surfaces down. He's mopping the floors. He's as sanitary as he can be for somebody working out of their garage. So he looks up when he sees you all approaching, and he waves uncertainly, and he looks over and says, okay, well, none of you are hurt, so why are you here?
Lauren would set down the bag somewhere nearby, like a surface near him, be like, I was just hoping you could help us, take care of something. We got a package that I think is your specialty. And she just kind of nudged the bag over towards him.
His eyebrow arches, and he looks at the bag and looks at you all and pulls the bag over toward him, and he picks the flap up and immediately drops it again, and then he picks it back up and he makes a face as he looks in and says, well, that's not fresh at all. Why did you bring this to me?
So, what if I told you that the person that belongs to is still alive and kicking?
He takes the arm out of the bag and... Hold on 1 second. We're going to roll for him. So he looks at it, and after a moment he studies the elbow more closely, and he says, this is a pretty clean cut. As long as somebody got medical attention pretty soon after this happened, I don't see how that's not, it's not impossible that they survived. They probably lost a lot of blood and needed a transfusion, but it's very possible that they're still alive. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Have you had to give anyone medical attention for I know you don't talk about these things, but if you had done that, it would save us a lot of trouble on the wild goose chase if we did.
You're gonna have to actually roll manipulation and persuasion -3.
Oh, Lauren's not so great at talking to people. So this is gonna be an adventure.
We can't help with that, can we? It's more like Lauren talking, or can we use because I can help with it technically.
You're all there, so you're all able to jump in and answer the questions, so you can roll teamwork.
Yeah, I mean, Casimir would just sort of say, we could really use some expertise here, if possible. So it's manipulation and persuasion?
Yes.
Oh,
minus 3, and then plus
Minus
3 for
3.
the teamwork.
Plus 3.
Oh, wait.
my pool would be reduced to a chance die, but plus 3 would, I guess, just be 3 dice. So. Oof. Nope.
Oh, come
Man.
Oh, no. Sorry.
So after all the modifiers, Lauren would be at 1 die. I am actually going to go ahead and spend a point of willpower
Well,
from...
you have plus 2 from Lee.
Sweet. I'm still going to spend a point of willpower. So that's 3 die. And the point I'd like to spend, unless there's anyone who's objecting, is going to be from that shared hunting nature condition we all have.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Lauren's running a little low herself, so 1 plus 2 for assistance, plus 3, okay.
Okay.
Oh.
So after a moment, he looks at you and he looks out towards the door to his garage and kind of looks around to make sure no one else is listening or nearby. And he says, well, I can tell you that I have treated somebody missing a body part, but I will also tell you that that body part was not an arm. So whoever this is, they didn't get treated for me.
Interesting.
Do you often get people that are, like, dismembered but still alive and kicking? Is that a frequent occurrence?
He shakes his head and he says, fortunately not. Mostly I get stab wounds, bullet wounds, you know, gang violence, things like that. I don't get many dismemberments.
Okay. I mean, Lauren doesn't feel like she has the ability to push her luck and get more info on this mystery patient, but knowing that there are other people with similar injuries, and knowing that it was a clean cut, which I don't think any of us noticed very well, I could be wrong, is both of those are useful pieces of information.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trying
How
to piece
recent
things.
the other dismemberment was?
I'm not sure if it will take a roll, but like Richard might say kind of like out of morbid curiosity. But when you say clean cut, do you mean like one cut with one blade, or just I don't know how these things work.
He examines it more closely and he says, well, it wasn't one cut, and I don't even know if it was with a blade, but it looks neat. You can see the edges are slightly jagged, but the nerves are all cleanly severed.
Hmm.
So, maybe some kind of saw?
I think that would probably be more than slightly jagged, though, around the edges. I think
True.
Lee had wanted to jump in here.
I'm thinking our best option now that we've checked out the doctor is to go straight on to tracking if we can link back
Yeah.
up.
Mm-hmm.
So Lauren would turn back to the doctor and ask him if he could just take care of the medical waste for them.
He would kind of cringe at that, but he'd nod and he'd say, yeah, I can take care of that for you.
Appreciate you.
All right, and around that time, you get a text from Quinn saying that she's just finished up talking to TJ and she's ready to meet back up again. Just in time for you guys to start tracking the taste, I guess, that Lauren and Richard got. Still back in their throat. Yes, Wes.
As we're starting to get moving, Casimir is going to take out his phone real quick and send a quick message to some people. And I'll send that to you real quick.
Okay. So Lauren and Richard presumably lead the way.
Yes.
Yes. So it takes you about 20 minutes by car to track this in the direction that it's pulling you. And when you arrive at a row of townhomes, and you can clearly tell which house this person is in. But there is quite clearly a door between you and them. You can also see other people walking up and down the street. There are parents with their kids. There are children playing in the street. There are people around. It's an active neighborhood. Even though it's getting later at night, it's probably about sunset right now. But there are still kids out. There are still people out, people taking advantage of the last few hours of light. So what do you guys do? Who takes the lead here?
How do we feel about going into the Hissel and doing some recon?
Oh, well, we'd have to find either a locus nearby or go all the way back. And this is you said it's a row of houses?
Townhouses?
Yes, townhouses.
I will say, we could. It may delay us a bit, but loci they're not common, but there's a chance that you might be able to find one in a place of a very particular resonance.
I mean, can Richard ask Manner of Things, like kind of just as part of Manner of Things' purview over kind of being aware of like the interconnectedness of things, like maybe knowing where there is a place to like cross over that seems like in that sort of purview? I don't know. I'm probably pushing a bit, but...
No, so Manner of Things would know that there is a locus about 5 minutes away from where you are by car.
Perfect. And then I assume we also get directions of where that is.
Yes, you would.
Good.
Just pick a direction and hope.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
If you don't
We
reach
also
it within
like
5
it
minutes,
until we
turn
find
around,
one.
go the other direction. There you go.
yeah, so I guess we'll head there.
Yeah, I suppose if it knows the way.
Mm-hmm.
While we head out, I'd actually also like to use the Nowhere to Run merit. But I'm not sure if there are enough clues in this current environment to actually use it. So that's a question for you, Erica.
Are you just spending a turn scrutinizing, or are you going to roll?
I would roll as well. 3 successes.
Perfect. So, you know that this is his safe place. It is his only safe place. There are no bolt holes or anything that he's associated with. It's a townhouse of 3 bedrooms. And those are the rough details that you know about this townhouse.
Okay. So her instincts wouldn't give her any indication that this person has a hangout on the other side of the gauntlet.
Correct.
Or anything like that. Okay. The merit, for anyone who's not familiar, it's a Hunter in Darkness merit. And it allows her to instinctively scrutinize her prey and understand the places that they find safe or where they spend a lot of time.
Very potent.
And I do have to leave a mark on the place, so I'm just going to pull out a little Sharpie and write on one of the nearby walls before we take off. Lauren was here.
Nice.
I like it.
That's why that's on my apartment.
You weren't hunting Quinn, were you?
Quinn is half convinced that Lauren thinks that she's like breakfast because, I don't know, Lauren's so intimidating and Quinn is so not. So, like, if anybody in the party is gonna beat up Quinn,
It's
I don't know why, it's gonna be Lauren.
You know, I've been in this area for a long time. Certain hunts take me to repeat places. I'm sure it's...
Mhm.
We'll just... Yeah.
Fair.
Well, if we wanted to go inside, Quinn can get us inside. There's a lot of people around, but kind of pretend that we have a key, or we could just wait a little while.
Yeah, we may have to. If we're not going to track down another locust, we have to, I guess, go in through a more obvious way and just have to play it safe because this is a very public area.
My thought on the locust was, thinking we could, even after doing recon, maybe pop back through on the other side, but knowing that we need to use a locust to do that, I feel like Quinn's access method is by far our best option here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
we might need to swing by the locust anyway and see what essence is sitting around there.
You guys, what's sitting around there?
How much essence there
Oh,
is sitting
yeah.
around at the locust.
Ah,
Not you guys, but I could use some. Okay, well, there's a bunch of people around. We probably don't all want to walk up once.
probably not. You want me to keep watch?
Yeah, what if like two of us go right now? And then maybe
Alright.
as it quiets down, let in the rest of you.
We'll stay in the area, and the people who... So, to be clear, are you going to essentially knock on the door?
No, I'm gonna like pull my keys out of my bag and pretend that I'm fiddling with it, because all I have to do is touch the building.
Okay. Then we'll stand by, and you signal us when you need us to go in.
Okay, but
So
someone
there's
needs to
some
come with
people
me
in-
just in case.
Should we have some
Lauren
people in the
will
back in case there's a back exit? Like a back door?
I think
I can-
Lauren figured out that there was no other escape, right?
There's no other hidey holes.
The
I
townhouse
can find
does
out
not
real quick
have
if there's a back
another-
door and lock it.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Such a cool trick. Okay, so
What
Quinn
about-
and Lauren then go to the door. Go over, kind of feign pulling some. Well, I'd like actually pull them out. My keys from my bag, and as I'm kind of pretending that it fits, I touch the door and spend an essence. And I lock any other way that someone might try to go out of and open up the front door and let us in.
So when you walk in, you can hear somebody moving around in a room nearby. Fortunately, they're not right by the door, but somebody is close.
Nudge Lauren.
Oh, Lauren would lead the way in.
Oh, good.
Walk in like she owns the place.
Sounds right.
Alright, well, let's see what we have in here.
At this point, does anyone else follow? Are they waiting for a signal? Are they...
Yeah, would you wave us in, or do you want us to stay out?
I think
We're gonna
Lee
just
was
do what
muted,
we
but trying to
saw
say
real quick.
something.
Yeah, I was just saying we could wait for a text. Something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or screams.
Or screams.
Whichever comes
Either.
first.
So with Lauren leading the way, you move through the hallway in front of the door. The living room is to the side, and in the back, it looks like there's the kitchen, and you can see somebody's shadow moving around. Does Lauren move towards it?
Yes.
Okay.
But, pulling out the phone at this point, being like, hey, we're about to, we're in, or something like that, to be like, people should be paying attention.
It's time to come.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll get out the car and kind of like lean against the car as casually as I can, as if I'm waiting for somebody to come out.
Yeah,
In case if I'm not quick, yeah.
I'll be, if we're all, I assume we're all in the same car, I guess, if we went
Yeah.
with a car. I'll just sort of get out, maybe look like I'm lost or something and just checking my phone, but keeping an eye on the door.
Lee's inside the car because he's a big guy, so don't want to stand out too much.
That's fair.
So as Lauren and Quinn approach the kitchen, they see a woman. And this woman is doing dishes at her sink. And when you step in, she kind of catches you out of the corner of her eye. And then she does a double take and kind of jumps back a little bit and says, "I'm sorry, who are you?"
Does the sense that Lauren got from the blood pull towards this person?
It does not. It pulls towards the stairs.
Okay.
Quinn, do something.
I know, right? It's like, wait, Quinn does not just stand there as dumbly as I do right now. Okay.
Lauren would just quickly, oh, they must be upstairs, and just totally ignore the person in the kitchen and try to go upstairs.
Oh,
I
God.
follow. I pull out my phone. There's people here.
She'd shake her head and kind of mutter under her breath, "No one ever tells me when they have guests anymore. It's so impolite." And then she just goes back to doing dishes.
Lauren will call back with the sorry, you know.
Poor roommate.
So as you get upstairs, you see 2 doors that are closed. One is open. It opens into a bedroom. It's a very neat bedroom. The bed's made. There are no clothes anywhere. It's very unlike my bedroom right now. Lauren would feel this tugging sensation towards one of the closed doors.
The real question is, if Lauren's going in there, does she knock first? Has her resolve been shaken by the encounter downstairs? I think,
What would a Rahu do?
Alright, well, here we go. Hope for better luck this time.
Quinn just make sure to touch it make sure it's not locked before Lauren tries to just burst in.
Yep, just
Even though that would be hilarious.
reach out and try to walk in.
The door is unlocked thanks to Quinn. And when you walk in, you see a very messy bedroom. It smells horrible in there. It smells like old food and trash and hot garbage, and it's just disgusting. And you see somebody sitting on the bed, but this person looks very strange. They almost look like they've been burned. There no hair on their head. There's no hair on their body as far as you can tell. It's almost like they are completely bald. But their eyes are a very, very particular shade of pink. What do you do?
Are they missing an arm?
Yeah, that's the real question. Are they missing an arm?
So, at first, when you come in, the side facing you has an arm, but as the person turns towards you, you can see his other arm, which is not just a stump, but it is a stump with a small, little, tiny mouse hand coming out of it, as if that's reforming.
Okay.
What has
back
gotten
up.
into you?
Rat hosts.
That's Lauren's question for the host.
It just opens its mouth and squeaks.
If it's not making any hostile action yet, Lauren's gonna kind of like look over to Quinn and then glance downstairs towards the person they just walked past. Like,
Quinn turns and goes downstairs. And when I think I just have to look at scatter. No, I have to make a roll. Okay. I want to use Know Thy Prey to act like I know who this person is, or like at least found out, so that I can introduce myself. Once I can perceive her, then I can roll Wits Honor. 3 successes to know every name this person goes by.
Her name is Pamela, also Pam or Pammy. Her husband calls her Sugar Bear. So these are the names that you know she's known by.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Pam. So I go down to the kitchen. Say, Pam, hi, I'm... Oh gosh, gotta make up a random name now. Melissa. Nice to meet you. Can we go outside for a minute? I was not prepared for this. Okay, good reason. It's really smelly up there, and my friend is gonna bring some garbage down, and you don't want to be here for it.
She shakes her head and she says, I have told them so many times not to leave food in their rooms. It brings in the ants, it brings in the bugs. And she says, you know what? I could use a smoke. Let's go outside. And with
Okay, that sounds great.
She leads you out towards the front.
Okay, so we go outside, and I kind of just try to steer her away. And if I see the rest of my pack, I kind of like head nod towards the house.
Time to move.
Yep.
Yeah, I start making my way downtown, walking fast.
Same.
He gets out of the car and follows along.
Is this thing just sitting there squeaking?
Super subtle.
It is just sitting there squeaking.
Lauren's just shaking her head, waiting for everyone else to arrive. Waiting for some sort of sign that there's an all clear downstairs.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like the Last of Us 2 should just like close the door. We have like audibly click. You know, I don't know if that's helpful, but
Are we impeded on our way back? On our way in?
You are not. The woman is with Quinn, and she doesn't even notice you walk in.
If I actually make sure I'm the last one, and I close the front door, go up and follow everyone upstairs, and then
Are you going to lock the
presumably
front door behind us? Or?
yes. Well, no, because Quinn's out there.
I mean,
Quinn can get in.
yeah,
That's true.
not an issue for her.
True. But yeah, presuming we get there, I also will close the room door that we're in.
Looking around the room, I really want to get some kind of idea. Aside from the mess, was this person, an actual roommate? Was this someone's like kid? Like, what's the age of the person who occupied this room before they stopped being a person? I can roll whatever.
Roll wits and investigation.
I like that dice pool. Boom. 4 successes.
So, looking around, there are no pictures in this room of anyone, so it doesn't seem like he has any close relations with anyone in the house, period. So maybe a roommate, or it's possible that maybe this is a boarding house and she's his landlord, but he doesn't seem to have any strong relationship to anyone in the house.
Okay. Well, once everyone else would file in, she'd kind of gesture towards the creature, who apparently does not feel threatened at this point.
No, as they see more people walk in, they begin to feel threatened, and they turn towards the window over their bed and begin to try to open it.
Richard is going to try to kind of calm them down, so like, he's going to try to be like the good cop in this scenario. But it's like, wait, we saw that, the other thing attacked you, right? Like, it started the fight, right?
Lauren's just watching incredulously and waiting for this thing to squeak back.
I mean, would I be able to understand, would I be able to, use, like a custom gift to understand what it's saying? Is it, if it does squeak?
So it nods as well as squeaks. So it does seem to understand what you're saying well enough to nod.
Mm-hmm. And did it lead you to the apartment where it attacked you?
Again, it nods.
Are there more of it around, like, more than usual?
It nods again.
Are they hunting all of you?
It pauses for a minute, and it begins to squeak, but it seems to realize that you can't understand it. So it looks around the room, and it picks up a piece of trash, and it looks like a cardboard tube, and he kind of swings it at you like he's sword fighting with you, and he kind of pokes it at you, and then he, like, steps back, and then he pokes it at you again, and steps back again.
Well, it's a duel. It's you're fighting between each other.
It's a war between the two.
It nods. It nods emphatically.
Lauren would be visibly bristling and kind of in disbelief that we're talking to a host, but as
Casimir,
long as we're getting, information, she's not quite like ready to.
yeah, no, Casimir is thinking like, okay, when do we
When do we attack?
like, learn?
What was it? Was it them that burned you, or is that just part of the whole transformation progress? I'm very new to this. I'm sorry. I mean, it was a big question. That's not like a yes or no question, but
it looks around again and it kind of begins to gnaw on its own arm, with very rat-like teeth.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Trap or something.
Trap. I see.
I look at Lauren just real quick.
I don't know what to do.
That's enough. That's enough. Lauren's gonna reflexively shift into Urhan with Smessens and go after this thing. I don't care if it's in the middle of the bedroom or not being hostile. This is too much.
Alright.
I would.
The Rahu are gonna Rahu.
Can I
Yeah.
effectively try to hold her, like also turn to go and try to hold her back? Kind of like saying that, like the enemy of our enemy is our friend sometimes?
You
It's kind
can
of hard to hold around with
try.
that, I know, but I will try.
Does that do you want a grapple attempt?
Just for drama.
You want to grapple the Rahu?
I was gonna say, do you want to like speak to her, like, hey, no, or do you like physically want to be like, no?
I'll say I think it would be clear just from her body language that speaking isn't going to accomplish a lot. So I think if Richard wants to hold her back, he'd have to like actually try and hold her back.
Out of character, it's a terrible decision, but he's trying to like
No, it's fantastic.
the bigger picture of like, oh, this is gonna get this.
But can you stop Casimir? And I won't speak for Lee, but I don't know what Lee's gonna do, but presumably, like,
He's watching.
Lee's just watching, like, yeah.
Children.
Quinn got the easy job. Just babysitting the human.
Yeah, I'm ready to fight if we need to.
Lauren would try and go around Richard to try and avoid his attempts to stop her. Absolutely not trying to like forcefully push him out of the way or anything. Just kind of nope.
All right. So Richard, roll me your strength and brawl minus what is Lauren's defense?
In Urhan, her defense is 7.
Minus
Oh
7.
my god.
So it's a strength. I'm not sure if I'm gonna. Okay.
So out of character, Lauren's actually very finesse heavy. She has a wits and dexterity both of 4. So the defense is up there.
Yeah. So it's,
Quinn would literally
it's
roll a
strength and brawl,
luck die against you.
Thank you. So it's strength and brawl, you said, right?
Strength and brawl, yes. So as you try to tackle Lauren, she steps out of the way, and Richard goes sailing headfirst into this bald man creature.
Oh, no.
And so now everyone has to roll initiative.
Let's go.
Poor Richard
I'm
is
glad
having a day
Richard has seen
today.
the light. Just jumping in there head first.
Okay, so what is everyone's initiative? Katie.
I'm not there.
X.
Facts. Lauren.
17.
Richard.
13.
Casimir.
7.
7.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Ouch.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
And...
Never mind. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask if Casimir was also shifting when Lauren did.
I am going to shift, but I think that would have to be after the initiative order at this point, because I didn't declare it before.
Well, when he does shift, that'll be a +2 to the initiative.
Yeah.
Assuming Erhan, I don't know what you would actually go into.
Probably, well, we'll see what
Probably
happens.
wouldn't be bad. Hopefully not Garu.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
I mean, how big is the room?
Yeah.
I mean,
Not very.
I'm in Garu at the moment, so there's only so much space.
Valley might be good. I'm sort of wondering if it's already weakened and you guys might kill it, and if we get to my end initiative, it might be better for me to go to Erhan to like try to track down the rats that come out of this. We'll see.
Lee.
6.
So it is going to be Lauren, Richard, the host, Casimir, and then Lee.
Okay. Okay. She is going to go into try and establish a grapple on the thing with her teeth. I can't do that and do damage because she's an Erhan, not Urshul, but I'm still going to make the attempt.
Okay, that's going to be at a -4.
Okay, so not a great dice pool for me here, but we're going to give it a go. Nope, 1 success.
Alright, so you establish that grapple. Richard.
Is it possible for me to shift, like, reflex it, like, by spending essence and still have, like, another action?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Then I shift to, Dalu, and I'm going to also, like, attempt to, I guess, like, kind of, like, get the spirit, like, the host, and, like, almost like a bear hug or, like, a grapple or just something to kind of, does it help if we are both grappling it, or does it not make a difference?
The way that I usually run it is that you can do it as a teamwork action, so.
Okay.
So it would help.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to, like, basically hold on to it and try to still say, hang on, we can help, even though he probably knows that this isn't gonna go very well, but he basically wants to, like, hold it without injuring it in a way that would rupture the skin and make all the rats pour out. Like, at this point, it's just, like, damage control.
Okay, you can roll strength plus brawl minus, no, not minus his defense.
There'd be a 1-point penalty to the defense, right, for consecutive attackers.
So -3 plus 3.
Also, even though it's still strength and brawl, right?
Essentially.
Consequences.
Okay. So you enter the grapple. Are you holding, or instead of trying to do damage?
Yeah, holding. Like, I mean, because I'm concerned that if I try to do to do damage, it'll just open the skin and it might make the whole thing burst open. I'm just trying to kind of, like, restrain it without hurting it.
Sure. Okay.
Oh, wow, look at that. Casimir just pointed out something amazing. Or I should say, Wes did. You actually can do the bite to inflict damage and cause a grapple in Urham as well.
Oh, neat.
So they should have taken, what would that? I got 1 success. And +1 lethal. So it should have been 2 lethal from me when I initiated that grapple. Good call out.
Yeah, I have like 3 versions of the PDF open so I can look up things real quick.
That's a good idea. Multiples.
Which makes it Casimir's turn.
Oh, so did it try to struggle? Okay, I think I see. I thought I went after it, the rat host.
It doesn't get a turn because it had to contest.
Oh, right, yeah,
Morgan's,
sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I guess... So this room isn't very big, you said, correct?
Correct.
I'm gonna switch to make a reflexive shift by spending essence to go to Urhan as well.
Okay.
And, I'm just gonna... So, seeing what my pack is, you guys are trying to restrain it, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, Lauren's going for blood.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think...
She has no doubts that we can contain whatever comes out, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of what Casimir's thinking. He just wanted to make sure what was happening. Yeah, Casimir's going to just straight up, try to tear it to pieces now that it's restrained. Can I use my bite specialty?
Yes, you can.
That'd be 7 and 8. And if it's restrained, it doesn't get its whole defense, or does it get some defense?
At this point, it would be a -2.
Okay. -2, it's 6. 1 success, so that's 1 success plus 1. Yeah.
Is it not
for
2 lethal for teeth? Is it only 1
For-
lethal?
For Urhan, it's 1 plus 1
Okay.
lethal.
So he's taken a total of 4 lethal damage. Lee.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna shift to Dalu and also attack.
Okay.
What's Lee's size in Dalu? You've got to be huge.
Ginormous.
7 total.
That's amazing.
Gonna hit the ceiling.
Like,
Yeah, right.
I think he's as big in Dalu as Lauren is in Garu.
meanwhile, Richard is like, this is the opposite of like the effect that I was aiming for. Everybody's like using it as a pinata. Great.
Just still saying
You're about to get covered in rats.
Okay, lots of brawl. Okay, yeah, rolling at 8 dice.
What's the defense on the first one?
It's going to be a -1 for his defense.
Oh, got it. So roll 7. 1 success.
Okay, so 5 lethal total.
Awesome.
And now it is Lauren's turn again.
Bite, gnaw, tear, etc. So I guess we'll do the contested grapple now. Since Richard is also in this grapple, now he does the assist, and then I add that.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes. So Richard, go ahead and roll your strength and brawl.
No defense this time, right?
Correct.
Three.
So you can add 3 to your...
And was that with the +3 from Pack Dynamics?
Oh, I'm sorry. We should really.
Always gotta... Yeah.
That is the best merit ever.
Yeah, we keep forgetting about it as well, which is just
I'm a fan.
that's a 0. No.
Hack dynamics stack in combat, I wonder. Like, does it work in combat?
I assume it does.
like for rather attack rolls, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
I
don't
don't
know
know if you can do normal attack rolls as a teamwork action. Like, I don't see why you technically couldn't.
It may mess up the turn thing, maybe that's why, I don't know.
do
You
You
You're
mean a
just
down and
gonna-
dirty combat?
Someone else.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm just musing, ignore me.
I'm just sitting here watching you pull out your meat space dice.
Yeah, I'm
wondering
grabbing
what
my
you're
actual
doing.
physical. Like, alright, let's roll the dice. Okay, so strength 2, raw 4 with specialty is 7, +3 for the assistance is 10, +3 for the merit is 13.
He dies.
And
This is when I roll 0 successes.
I'm just gonna have like an armful of rats, right? Like, it's just gonna pour down my entire. Oh god.
So that's going to be an additional 4 lethal from Richard and both go into town here.
Okay. Richard.
Well, we both.
No, yeah,
Our
so
turn.
Rich, yeah. So it would be its turn, which it doesn't get to do because you're grappling it. So Casimir.
Alright, if it's still kicking, I'm gonna make
It is still kicking, surprisingly.
I'm gonna make the same roll. Still -2 defense.
No penalty to defense.
So it'll be -4
Okay.
defense, right?
-4 defense.
Story
Is that correct? Is that correct?
No, it had no defense when you were grappling it.
Well, it's because that's a contested roll. It's not a roll that's penalized by defense. It hasn't actually been attacked this turn, so there's no
Then
consecutive
it
attack.
would be at a -4, yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I might as well spend a willpower here, so that's, that pool would be 8, -4 is 4, so I'm gonna spend a willpower and put my pool up to 7. For a bite attack. So that's 3 lethal.
Okay. So it begins to split apart almost as if at the seams. And you can see the heads and feet of rats trying to scurry out.
Oh, those are the best. So gross.
I hate them.
I mean, I find spiders worse. Like I always thought, like the rats.
I was
were,
going to
like,
say, I
the
definitely
spider
find
people.
the Aslu worse than I find the Beshulu, for sure.
So can we do some sort of teamy maneuver here in order to try and contain and exterminate the host of rats?
Like you did before, absolutely. So let's see. We will make that a dexterity and... Let's do dex and athletics so you guys are quick enough to catch them and corral them. So who has the highest dice pool for that?
In Urhan with the +2 dex, I'm looking at 9 dice.
I'm, with mine I have 6. So,
Yeah,
what'd you say, Asher?
5.
5.
Yeah, 5. Richard?
Can I? I mean, can I shift to like download just to avoid kind of like making an even bigger mess of the room and go?
You can, but unless you spend essence to do it, you are not going to be able to help them this turn. The rats are moving too fast.
No, just saying. So it was Dex and
Dex and athletics. Don't forget your +3 for
okay.
pack dynamics.
3 successes.
That's 4 for me. So
Lauren gets all the bonus dice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 9 base for Lauren, 1 for Lee makes 10, 3 for Casimir makes 13, 4 for Richard makes 17, and then the merit makes 20.
This merit is something else.
I'm just
Trying to think of it in the context of, you know, we could all have resources 5 right now. And
Yeah, true.
So you can take an exceptional success. Or
I
I'm
would
sorry, a
like-
condition. You can take a condition for your exceptional success.
So I can give a condition to
You
someone
can
else.
also
correct?
give a condition, yes.
Yeah, I'd like to. I'm not sure what the appropriate condition would be, but I'd love to see Richard grab a condition here for, you know, even though he doesn't agree with the direction the pack took, you know, we're still working so flawlessly as a team. You know, maybe that's inspiring or something. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, like he was inspired before. Like is there like a can he be like double inspired? I'm not sure. Does it refer?
Steadfast, maybe.
I was
Yeah,
thinking steadfast.
that's a good idea. Steadfast, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Did you hack me, Lauren? So you guys, yeah, you're easily able to corral all the rats. Fortunately, they're much bigger than spiders, so they can't fit under the door. There's only so many places in the room they can go once you block them off, and you get them in the center of the room. It's easy to just tear them apart and just destroy them.
Awesome.
Oh boy. Sounds like you guys have a mess to clean up.
Yeah, that's
I'm out of here.
Not really my area of expertise.
great. I turn back to Hishu and I just like,
Making
Mess.
yeah, not like just like motioning my hand like, oh, we going to clean this. Somebody lives here. Like, oh,
Lauren would shift back. And it's really not that much worse than it was before. This
he kind of looks around like at all the mess, like just that's he was like, I need to say that's a fair point. There's just some pizza boxes on it. I don't know.
I'll shift back to Hishu and just sort of since I didn't tear any rats apart, specifically, I guess I'll be like, anyone got a bag?
I mean, is there some kind of maybe like plastic shopping bag in this room or something?
We're actually gonna clean this disgusting room right now. Ugh.
Hey,
No, just the rats. I just don't want there to be like, I don't know, 200 rats in somebody's room.
and also the person is, gone that she knew.
Yeah.
So, although we could just say that maybe a bunch of rats came out of the place and he ran away from them or something because he was scared of rats.
Yeah,
I imagine there's
that's
probably some blood around though from the fight.
Yes.
Do rat-filled human host bodies still have blood? The $1 million question.
Well, if they don't, the rats do.
Just the whole room. Just set it.
That's a little much.
Yeah.
Should have kept the vacuum. We could be using
We got them all. Just leave and it could be someone else's problem. That's what I think. Call a company, get it cleaned up, exterminator.
If it wasn't for the
Quinn
blood,
telepathically reminds you that there's a witness that has seen two of us.
Oh.
if it wasn't for the person that they found in the kitchen and the actual blood, which presumably, I don't know how this works, but might actually be linked back to the person who used to live in this room. Lauren would be all about leaving this behind, but at this point she's a little resigned to needing to do something, but she's not qualified.
It might be better to leave the rat bodies here because it'd be easier to explain that
Rat
away.
infestation. Yes, that's true.
The only downside is that the person who was here is gone. We could say, actually, I'm gonna text Quinn, tell her what happened, tell her the dilemma we have about the person who knows that there was supposed to be someone upstairs in her house, this area that we're in, I guess, and ask her to try and keep this person's attention away from the door so that we can come out and say, oh, so-and-so just left again.
Okay. Well, I imagine this whole time that we've been gone, Quinn has been making whatever small talk. She's a nice person. She could talk to anybody for a long time. So she gets this text, like, they're saying that room is a disaster, and apparently there's rats? Why don't we go get some dinner, or like a drink or something?
She throws up her hands and says, "Adios, míos." She says, "Yes, let's go get a drink."
So, like, yeah, I just take her. She's like, alright, I can go to the bar. That sounds way more fun than what everyone else is dealing with anyway.
Love it.
Quinn definitely wins the day.
Hey, the pack does what it does in their own unique ways.
Yeah, Quinn and her combat luck die. You guys don't need her up there.
So, like, Richard is kind of like, just like, almost like musically holding like one of the rats, like the dead rats up, and he's like, so do you figure that the niece was also a host? Like, if the hosts are fighting each other?
I would hope not, but...
Why? If she got killed the same way.
Yeah.
She could have been caught in the crossfire.
Hmm.
What do you, so, Lauren, you said that, hosts usually don't tear bodies apart, but if this is a war, they probably would tear each other's,
Yeah.
bodies apart, I guess.
Yeah, because the vessel's already claimed, so no need to preserve it.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that, like, spiders would, like, do very neat incisions, whereas, yeah.
That's, a big problem, if...
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
That is kind of like fling the rat. Like, muse off it.
How often, I'm asking, player to player, so just to figure out what Casimir might know. Is Laura known to patrol our territory like she did that first day?
Yeah, that would be like a daily sort of thing for her, for sure.
Casimir will ask, like, do you think there were any signs of this beforehand?
Storyteller, were there any signs of this beforehand?
You can roll wits and intelligence.
Wow, of course.
Did you get no successes?
Yeah, on 6 dice.
Oh.
So you don't know.
I didn't notice anything. This would have been pretty hard to miss. There was no real build-up. There was no signs saying, "Oh, hey, there's hosts encroaching on your turf."
I'm starting to
Is that-
wonder.
Is
Go
that
ahead.
something I can ask manner of things about? Kind of whether it's happening all over Portland, if it's kind of connected to a bigger picture that we're missing?
I think that might be a bit too broad for his purview.
Yeah.
Did Quinn... Sorry, I have a lot of questions, I guess. Did Quinn tell us about all the missing people with their conversation with TJ?
Yeah, I assume, like, did we all drive here kind of together? I'm assuming we did because only a couple people knew. So on the way, then yeah, that definitely would have come up. So I was talking to TJ and he gave me these files. He said there's a lot more missing people in the last couple months than normal, and I just, like, hold up this stack.
Do they have something in common, like younger people, or are they kind of like teenagers, or they all, or is it just...
How long was the drive? Like 20 minutes?
About
Would that have
20
been enough
minutes,
time for
yeah.
Quinn? Like, if Quinn wasn't driving, she could have just been flipping through and reading some stuff
Yeah.
away. Wits investigate kind of thing?
Yeah, wits and investigate. Alternatively, intelligence and academics, but you have the information and you're just looking. So I would say wits and intelligence.
I
Or
like
no,
it.
I'm sorry. Wits and investigation, not
Wits
intelligence.
investigate. Okay. Cool. Better, so I like it. Back to 2 successes.
And now, are you just looking for general information about them, or were you looking for something specific?
Just looking through them for any kind of similarities or patterns.
All of them seem to live in the same neighborhoods, the same few neighborhoods. Aside from that, there doesn't seem to be many similarities. There are different ages, different occupations, different races. So the only thing in common seems to be where they lived.
Okay. Kind of a regional, like a turf thing. The hosts mad at each other. How do those areas correlate to where we are?
You would currently be about 20 minutes in any given direction from everything is 20 minutes away. That's why. About 20 minutes in any direction from the given points.
Okay, so like none of it, or at least the victims are not from our neighborhood, kind of falling into our laps.
Correct. Yeah, you haven't noticed anyone from the Pearl District itself going missing.
Well, that would explain why Lauren hadn't really spotted anything. It's not happening right here.
And I guess... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
With the two groups of hosts actively in conflict with each other because they're actually both present here, I'm kind of curious if looking back at those disappearances, if we see like two distinct areas-ish where people are going missing, or if it's just one kind of amorphous blob of area.
It is two distinct areas.
And I guess back in the room we're in, Casimir asking, my final question is, because I don't deal with hosts like as much as you have, Lauren, how long does it take hosts, I guess it would depend on the type, to get, settled in, as it were, on a body?
Should I make a occult roll for that knowledge?
Yeah.
Okay, what attribute?
Intelligence.
Could I help with that, actually, as well? Teamwork?
I mean, can I, since I'm kind of like a spirity person?
You guys can if you have training in occult, yeah.
I do, yeah.
I do. So, intelligence and occult is 3, plus 3 is 6. 3 successes. I figured I would help because I'm also trying to lead us this question somewhere. Yeah.
My specialty in occult is the shadow. Would that count towards it? Probably not, right? Because
no, I wouldn't say
yeah,
so.
No, fair enough.
Oh.
Oh.
Don't dramatically fail that one.
Okay, so Lauren gets the bonus from Casimir.
And I'd actually like to go ahead and just resolve Inspired, get that willpower point.
Okay.
I just feel so fulfilled being the source of knowledge of the hosts. Refreshed, recharged, but yeah, I know this stuff. Now, as the player, I don't know the answer to that question, so storyteller, please. What does my character know that I don't?
Oh, goodness. I don't know if I know the answer to that off the top of my head either. Hold on.
I do know out of character that it's a process. They have to basically ambush someone.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any hard timelines outlined here, but the stage from initial shard infection to literally being nothing but rats on the inside seems like a very extensive process of infestation.
Yeah.
They have to, I think the host starts having to consume other shards and essence and meat, so we could probably extrapolate that it takes, at minimum, several weeks, I would say, to get up to the point where they can puppet a human body around.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah, definitely doesn't sound like a quick process unless a lot of them.
So this has just been festering right outside of our territory.
Yeah, and the reason I was trying to ask all those questions because if all these disappearances have been happening for the last few months, and then suddenly we're hearing about this now, and the spirits are all upset now. I think there was an arms... Oh, God. I just made a pun. An arms race. There was an arms race.
Yeah, and somebody lost.
And now that all the hosts have accumulated biomass, essentially, they're going at it. That's my theory of the timeline that we're working with.
That makes sense.
I think I mean, unless anyone has more concrete next steps, I think what comes next is we need to start aggressively patrolling these areas, these distinct areas, a little bit outside of our territory, and trying to track down more of these things.
Agreed. And I mean, it's not in... Sorry, what'd you say?
I was just saying, if not outright expanding our territory to include these areas.
I mean, that's sensible, right? Because they've certainly
Big
suffered
expansion.
our guardianship.
Yeah. I mean, there's really no one to... There's no other others of our kind to stop us from expanding, I suppose.
It's true.
But...
Yeah, but if the spirits think that we expanded too fast, they could give us trouble too.
I think we claim what we can hold, so we deal with the problem first.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
We have a pretty good excuse for our expansion. This,
Sounds
thing
prudent.
constantly going on.
I mean, there's a locust here, so we might...
Hmm.
We can try
Speaking
to
of-
claim the problem area.
I would say, yeah, let's solve the problem first. The outside of our territory is just kind of neutral frontier, I guess is the way I would say it. It's not like we're trespassing, but it's not ours, technically. So I'd say, unless we need to do something else here, I guess we're gonna leave the rat bodies here.
Let's cover them with some pizza boxes or something, just like kind of just like put like much more garbage on top
I
of
was
them.
thinking we should scatter them all around the room. And then...
Oh, that would... Yes.
It's a little bit less
Fine.
weird if not in a pile.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just a bit less.
They're trying to decorate that street of the room with...
They said they were going to help clean the place out, but they just stacked all the rats in a pile.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Scattering them a bit about the room, and...
I mean,
Actually, I
they
hope
said,
Pam is good
there's
company.
a bunch of rats, and then they bailed. Not coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a good cover story.
Yeah, I think the plan is to just be like, we don't even have to tell her that, we could just tell her that, he just left, and if we could just say he said he had to go do something, and it doesn't really matter to us if he doesn't come back from her perspective. She can
Well,
just be like, oh, he's
Nah,
gone.
I just kind of message you guys, are you gone yet?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, but can you ask her when he started, making such a mess and like kind of like being unresponsive, like in a like obviously non.
Yeah, ask her
ominous
why
way.
you're keeping all these rats.
Yeah, I think as part of casual conversation while we're hanging out talking about everything, because that's just what we do. Like I just kind of ask who lives there, or like, has it always been that messy?
She would tell you that she has 2 tenants, one by the name of Jordan and one by the name of Henry. Jordan works out of the state most of the time. He kind of comes back every couple weeks and gets his mail and then heads back out again. The other one has been kind of holed up in his room for about 2 months now, and it's just been getting worse.
Should we check the other room in case there's the spider host next door? I don't know.
No, I don't think.
Don't put that.
Yeah, I doubt it, but no.
How long have we been? Remind me how long we've been in town.
Varying times, but you guys have been a pack for about 2 months now.
Oh.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. We have offended somebody greatly.
Maybe.
Or maybe somebody's trying to take some kind of chance. I don't know. Yeah, I think we should just like gear up and leave before somebody comes by.
Yeah, let's leave. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah. I texted
Are we
us,
going
like,
back
all right,
to
you guys should leave.
Richards?
Yeah,
Okay.
unless somebody else wants to go somewhere else.
I mean,
Your place is the hottest spot in town. Although we did talk about potentially going to the other locust to try and secure some essence out of it, but
yeah.
I'm a little concerned that it's probably not secure. You know, we may be overstepping until we can actually claim it as our territory. So
Agreed. Yes.
So we're technically outside of our territory, right?
Correct.
Okay. Also, we have our dedicated locus. It gives us, what, 15 essence per day?
It's at 3, which means there's 9 essence.
Locus.
Okay, so you guys head back to Richard's house, the apartment. Richard, as you approach the door to unlock it, you notice that there is an envelope wedged underneath of your door. Most of it is sticking out towards the hallway, like somebody had been trying to shove it underneath, but it wouldn't quite go. There's no name on it or anything. It's just been shoved under your door.
And I kind of like, because he's the type, like, he thinks I'm like, I have a mailbox. And he just like bends down and picks it up. Is it like filthy looking? Is it like, was it just like a white envelope?
It's just a manila envelope, one of the big yellow envelopes that you can like put packages in. So you open it, and the first thing that comes out is a piece of paper that says, "Help me, I can't stop myself." And the second thing that comes out is a finger. And as soon as you read that, you hear a howl in the distance. And that is where we will stop for tonight.
What?
Oh no.
Oh. We did not find the last monster.
Oh, is this a cannibal? Is this a cannibal? We'll see, I guess.
We'll see.
Oh my god.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching and being here with us tonight. Again, we have had Katie tonight as Quinn. We have had Cal as Richard. We have had Morgan as Lauren. We have had Asher as Lee. We have had Wes as Casimir. And I have been Erica, your storyteller. You can catch us live tomorrow for Hunter the Vigil. You can catch us live same time next week for more Lullaby for Luna. And until then, we are signing off, and we bid you good night.
Bye.
Okay.